Guys, I'm Chef D-Max. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today, spicy pork and rice noodles. It's a play on a traditional Thai dish that we're gonna flip it upside down a little bit and make it awesome. So stay with me, click subscribe if you're not doing that. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and ring that bell and I'll send you new things I have coming up. So I'll see you back in a second. Okay guys, we're gonna start this off. This is a really quick recipe. It's based on kind of a very traditional kind of sauteed pork dish with pork and chilies and garlic. But I'm gonna play with a few other ingredients in there. So I've got basically my garlic here, and I've got a mortar and pestle because traditionally, you know, they would smash this up. And what we would do is we're gonna just basically, I'm gonna lightly dice up this garlic a little like this. You see this? I've got about 5 cloves here. You want it to be pretty garlic heavy. We're gonna stick it in our mortar and pestle. And then I've got Thai chilies. Now these are really hot, so I'm gonna do quite a few because this dish traditionally is hot, and I want to make it hot. So meanwhile, I'm warming up my pan because I want that to be, you know, ready, smoking, ready to go when I'm done with this. Okay, I've taken the stems off, you can see like this. And why am I dicing them? Because I'm gonna smash them up anyway. It just makes it easier to get them in smaller pieces. You don't want any one big chunk of these chilies. You wanna be really careful not to touch your hands to see the oil that comes off of those. It can really burn you. Now, I'm gonna put raw sugar in here. So I've got a few sugar packs. I'm gonna put probably 1, 2, I think 3 sugar packs of raw sugar is going to work great with that. You want to put some sugar. You could use coconut sugar as well, as would be a great one with it. And then I'm going to just smash this up in here. And I want to get those chilies and garlic blended together. Let the oil come out of these chilies. Now, these chilies, these Thai chilies, you're going to buy them. If you buy those at like a Thai grocery store, they're going to come in a big pack of probably like a ½ pound of them. So put them in the freezer when you're done, because you're never going to be able to use all of them unless you're making hot sauce, and then it's super hot sauce at that. So you want to smash these up like this. You can see I'm just really grinding this up. This is my kind of, it's my actually Oaxacan stone mortar and pestle. Now, in Thailand, they use a wood mortar and pestle, but that's normally for their green papaya salad because they don't want it to damage the salad part as much. They just want to blend the ingredients together. So this, you can see I'm tearing the chilies, and that's what I'm looking for. And wow, that smells great right off the bat. So first thing I'm going to do is get my pan. Got my pan hot here. Now I'm going to put a neutral oil in there, like a grapeseed oil is fine. I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to scrape this really good, and I'm going to put this. Now I have some ginger. Ginger's not traditional in this dish, but I love the flavor of ginger in this, and ginger and garlic and chilies are a great combination. So I'm just gonna, I had some like already diced up fresh. I'm just gonna grind a little in there. It's a really healthy flavor. And again, this is not the traditional pork and holy basil dish that you would find in Thailand that they serve with rice. We're actually gonna make it with noodles because I have some extra rice noodles in the house. So I'm gonna take this now and I'm gonna put this chili and garlic in my oil, and it's gonna really perfume and make this oil great. So that's perfect. Now get this out of the way. That thing's heavy. Okay, now I want to stir this up. Put plenty of oil in this. Okay, you can smell it now, and this is gonna be it's gonna be spicy. You don't want to put your nose right in it because it will kind of send you stepping back. I tell you, like vinegar does when it's boiling. The same thing, the heat in that almost comes right through your nostrils. Okay, so with this, after this, I'm gonna actually put in some peppers. Now I have some diced sweet peppers. I'm doing this just because I happen to have sweet pepper in the house. It's really nice with it. You don't have to have it. Again, that's not traditional in this dish either, but it's gonna give us a sweet pepper flavor. It's gonna blend up with those really spicy flavors of the chili, the ginger, and the garlic. Okay, and we're just gonna sweat this down. Now, while this is sweating down, I'm gonna pull out, I've got some pork. So my ground pork here, you know, it's kind of more traditional to use pork. Now, if you wanted to have beef, because you prefer beef, or you wanna have turkey or chicken, you could do ground turkey, ground chicken. A lot of people want something healthy and leaner, they can do that. If you do that, you're gonna probably need to put a little bit more, fat in here because it's not gonna be as oily as ground pork is, right? So with this, I'm gonna put my ground pork in there. Okay, I'm gonna take off this paper there. All right, now I'm gonna let that saute. Now while that's sauteing, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my rice. Here I have a rice noodle. Now these rice noodles you'll get dry in the store, and what you wanna do is take those rice noodles, soak them in water for about an hour, okay? Then drain it, and you're gonna get it to this part where it's tender and ready to go. And then I've got some diced up green onions, and I've got some bean sprouts. I've got some cilantro over here. Now the cilantro, I'm just gonna cut it like this, just kind of big pieces like this. Now here I've got some basil, some nice, some holy basil, which is very traditional kind of in this dish actually. It's actually named after holy basil, right? Which is almost this really spicy kind of style basil. And I'm gonna put those two together. And I also have some tofu. So I had a little bit of tofu in the kitchen, so it's like a velvety tofu. I'm gonna put that in there too, okay? Then I'm gonna go ahead and start to break this up. Okay, when I break it up like this, okay, I still have my peppers there on the side. I just wanna cook this pork all the way through. We want to kind of brown it in the pan here a little bit with all of these flavors together. So this is going to take probably about 3 to 4 minutes. So let me finish sauteing this up and we'll see you guys back in a second. Okay guys, now it's been about 3 to 4 minutes here. You can see how my pork is nicely starting to cook and sear. It's getting a little bit crispy. It's lost some of its moisture. Any of the water that's in that pork, you know, is kind of evaporating now. At this point, I want to add in my bean sprouts and my shallots, or my green onions, excuse me, one bunch of green onions. And I'm going to kind of toss this around in here. Okay. I've got some cashews. I'm going to just put a couple tablespoons of cashews in there. Cashews you can use, you don't have to use. You could use peanuts. Peanuts are really kind of traditional in a lot of Thai cooking. You'll find peanuts. There's something that they have a lot of, and they have those little red skin ones that are beautiful flavor. Okay, so with this, I just want to like let that cook like this for a second. Now, I'll add in my tofu. So my tofu is just diced. Okay. And again, the tofu, we're not looking to get it crispy. You're just looking to kind of warm it up. It doesn't really need to be cooked any certain way. Just needs to absorb the wonderful flavors of this. It gives you a little creaminess, if you will, to the dish. Now, normally this kind of a dish, this pork dish is just the pork, the chilies, the garlic, the basil, and in the meat itself. And then you would serve that with rice. But you know, again, we're doing this with a pot. We're going to do this with this rice noodle instead. So it's going to be a little bit different from the traditional. But it's got great flavor, and it's really what this dish is all about, which is to flavor those chilies, cooking with this wonderful savory pork. Now, some of the traditional things that you would put in that would be, you would put soy. So here I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, which actually ends up to be the rest of my container right there of it. And then I'm going to put probably another tablespoon or so of sweet chili. So, sweet soy, excuse me, not sweet chili. I was thinking chili because I'm thinking the reason that you put a sweet soy in there is to kind of combat all of the heat that you're going to get from the chili. And then we're going to put probably a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and then we're going to put fish sauce. A good amount of fish sauce, probably like good 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. And then I'm gonna put this pasta noodle, this rice noodle, okay? Now, what I want to do is gently bring all of my vegetables and my noodles together like this. Spread them out. You can see how that's looking, okay? Let that kind of cook for a second. And I want to kind of cook all of that. It only takes a couple minutes for this to cook. And I want to cook a lot of this liquid out, okay? What I'm going to do is turn it up, and I want to put a lid on it. And I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to cook that for about a minute, okay? And then we're going to take a look and see what that looks like. We'll probably pull the lid off and let it evaporate a little bit more. We'll add our herbs, and we'll be done. So I'll see you back in a second. Okay, I just took off my lid, and we're doing that because you can see the liquid that's in there, right? When this is done, we don't want this to be that liquidy. We want it to come together like a little bit thicker of a sauce. So to do that, we have to let it evaporate, right? So what we do is we just stir it lightly, not to agitate it too much, but just to make sure that all of our noodles are down there in that broth, right? And they're all cooking. And that's what we're looking to have. Now that it's close to being done, I'm going to throw all of my cilantro, my basil in there like this, okay? And I'm going to toss that in gently. And that's going to bring out all the beautiful flavor in this dish, those fresh herbs. I mean, when you go to Thailand, to Vietnam, these kind of countries, they're cooking so fragrant with herbs. And it's really what makes the cuisine in these areas so special. It's the amount of herbs and stuff they cook with. We just tend to throw a little bit on top as a garnish, where for those style cuisines, they're really utilizing all of this flavor in their cooking, okay? So with this, we're just gonna continue to cook this for a second longer. These noodles do not take long to cook. We want to make sure you scrape the bottom, don't let them stick, okay? Because they'll want to stick a little bit, but we're not going to let them, okay? So I'm going to take those and cook those. Now, while we do that, I've got another pan here, okay? I'm going to take this off, okay, because it's done. At this point, I just want to taste a bite. Wow. It's actually really good. It's a little spicy, not too spicy though. Again, if you want no spice, you can just use one of those chilies, not that many. You need some in there because otherwise this dish is not what it's supposed to be. I'm going to put that to the side, okay, and I'm going to put this on. I'm going to let that get hot, okay. Now, let this get really hot. I'm going to wipe it out a little bit. I need a paper towel. Now, my pan here is a cast iron, which I always keep oiled. You can see how shiny it is, right? Because it's always oiled. You want to keep your pans like that oiled, especially your cast iron, right? Because that keeps them from rusting. And you don't ever let them sit in water. You have the water, you want the water to kind of rinse them off really quick, scrub them, rinse them off again, then wipe them clean of any water. Then you wipe a little bit of oil into them. And that's how you want to keep them. Now we're going to let this get really hot. Once this is getting smoking hot, I'm going to add some oil to it. And this is going to happen quick because this pan gets hot fast in here. I'm going to add a pretty good amount of oil. And we're going to fry our eggs. Now normally fried eggs in Asia is done in a wok, which is a deeper fry. The egg goes in there and they kind of baste it with the oils, and then they pull it out and strain it of those oils, but it really got a chance to cook those. But what I'm going to do is just do a quick saute. Now, for that noodle stir fry, we're just going to serve a fried egg on top. If you don't want a fried egg on top, take the noodles as is, put them in your dish, eat them, enjoy. You're going to love it. But this is a great way to have it. So let me see where we are on our. Okay. Yep. There we go. Starting to fry. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, I got 4 eggs there. I'm going to take take a little pinch of salt, because I like my eggs with a good amount of salt. Okay, and you're just gonna kind of move the oil around in this pan like this to make sure it's getting everywhere. And I'll cut these up into individual pieces here. There's one there, there's one here, and one there. Okay. Beautiful. And that's it. So, while these eggs finish frying, I'm gonna go ahead and plate these up, and we're gonna get a chance to eat this, okay? Okay guys, now that we finished frying these, I'm just gonna take my egg, put that right on top, like this. Look at that. Get our beautiful fried eggs. Bam. And that's it, you guys. Wonderful dish. The noodles, the pork in this, with that sweetness, a spiciness, the soy flavors, the oyster flavor, the egg, the herbs. It's a home run. You got to try this at home. You're going to love it. It's based on a super classic, twisted upside down, and made it great for you guys to make in your kitchen in 10 minutes. So make your family happy. Try it at home. I'll see you back in the kitchen soon. I'm Chef Dean Max.